Hi, I'm Nick. Welcome along. You probably came here because you want to know how to make cheap and easy coconut yogurt. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that using just 2 ingredients. The first thing we're going to be using is some more of this Kara coconut cream. This is the exact same coconut cream that we used in the last episode. If you haven't seen that yet, just feel free to check that out after or before this one. And let me tell you, if you love coconut and you love ice cream, definitely chuck your ice cream churner in the freezer now, watch that video, and come back to us once you've seen that, and feel free to make that recipe. It's a good one. I give it 5 stars. Of course, I'm in it, so I would say that. This is going to be the main ingredient, obviously, because it's coconut yogurt. This is a 1 litre carton, or 1,000 mils if you like. And we're also going to be using a probiotic pill, which this is from Red Seal. You get 30 tablets in one of these little containers here, and the high market rate for this, you can get it cheaper, but it does retail for $30, so it's $1 per pill. So with that and with this, you're looking at about $6 for making around about 800 mils of yogurt, because you're not going to be able to fit all of this in unless you have a really big jar. I don't, so that's all I get out of it. However, that's about half the price that it would cost you to purchase a whole 800 mils or a kg of coconut yogurt off the shelf. And it's really easy to make. You don't need any other special tools, so why not just make it yourself? When I say you don't need any special tools, you do need to have a few simple things that you can pick up anywhere. The first thing you need to have is a mason jar. I don't actually know if this qualifies as a mason jar. I just like to call it mason jar.
Say Mason.
Mason?
Oh man.
Oh my god.
I think that's the second time in the last maybe couple of videos that have used that joke, but it still stands. It's still funny. So you might have seen me just tipping out some water. Now it's raining. The reason why is I had some hot water in here just to make this nice and warm and welcoming for the probiotic culture that's going to grow in it. I've also left this on the bench. This is at room temperature as well. Just wash out any impurities, any water. This next part's really simple. Basically, I'm just going to add the coconut cream to the mason jar, and I'm going to get one of these capsules, pull it open, and just take the powder out of the capsule and pour it in here. And once I'm done with that, I can actually reattach the capsule together, and I've got a nice placebo there for later. So I've been making this ongoing for the last 2 months or so. So for my process, all I do is I'm going to use just 1 tablet, and I'm also going to use a tablespoon of the last dregs of the last yogurt that I made, and that culture is just going to keep going and growing. For you, you're probably making this for the first time, so you'd be using 2 of these tablets just to get it kick-started. Once it's strong enough, you can use just a tablespoon of the existing stuff. If you're really brave, you could do it without using the probiotics, save a bit of money that way. So once I've got it all mixed together, I combine it with a fork just to make sure that the powder doesn't clot anywhere and it just becomes nice and creamy. The good thing is that this is already so creamy. It's got like 0.1% gelling agent in it, which last time I said is agar powder. It's actually guar gum, so I do apologize for that. I'm just fact-checking that now. That makes it nice and thick and creamy, and unlike other recipes that I've seen like this, I've done one with coconut milk where it gets like a grainy, almost like a membrane-y texture to it, which isn't ideal at all unless you're having it with granola or muesli, and then you can't really tell that it's there. But if you just want to have a tablespoon of yogurt, when you wake up and you're hungover, just like 1 tablespoon of yogurt will just set me right. That's where this stuff just beats off the other, beats out the other flavor or the other texture that you get from coconut milk. So while coconut cream may not be as good for you or as wholesome for you as the coconut milk is, it definitely is a better product in the long run. So I leave that on the bench for about 2 days. Now at the moment it's winter here. We've got a kind of ambient temperature here between anywhere from 16 to 22 degrees Celsius during the day, and then that drops off during the night. So obviously it takes a little bit longer for that culture to cultivate and become the flavor that you want. If it's in the summer, I might only do for 1 day. So my recommendation to you, if you're making this, is test it in the evening of the first day, just see how it's gone, or the morning after, depending on when in the day you do it. 24 hours, give it 24 hours, give it a taste, and then every 12 hours from then until the flavor is okay. And then once you can taste that sour tanginess, chuck it in the fridge. It will thicken up as well once it cools down, so it does tend to be a bit runnier off the bench rather than in the fridge. But yeah, that's basically the recipe. It's nice, it's easy, it does take you 2 days to make it, so I tend to try and get through it in a week, and then my weekend is my growing and cultivating new yogurt, which is great. But it does trump other, the thicker acidophilus Greek yogurts. I think this does tend to beat that. It's very thick, which is what I like, and it's got a very sour flavour to it. It's not overly sour, but I just happen to have I've got like two ulcers. I've got like 2 ulcers going on right now. I call them Mary-Kate and Ashley ulcer. But that stings. Really good for it though. I'm sure that'll clear it up. Thank you very much for watching. I'd be keen to hear how you go about making your yogurt, if you've got any special fancy tools, or if you've seen this for the first time and you want to give it a go. Let me know what the results like. And yeah, feel free to subscribe. Click on the ice cream video, which I'll leave here in a description, to see how I did that. And then for fun, I'll chuck something else up here that's totally random. If you want to watch that, feel free. It'll be entertaining. And I've been Unoriginic. Thank you for watching.